Hello and welcome back to YJ's class. I hope you guys have been enjoying the class so far, and so someone told me yesterday that if I would continue to push out the class, I will continue to push out the class during this period where we have the circuit breaker to help keep you guys entertained at home. And if you guys really need a class, you don't know where to go, you can come to my channel and take a look at what I have for you. Alright, today we will work on the hips. So there will be Yogi Dandasana again. There also will be a variation for beginners to work on. So if you are a beginner watching this video, don't be intimidated by the pose that I push out to the more advanced student, because you need to start somewhere and you just need to learn how to become conscious of your body parts. It comes in step. So do not think about going into a pose, a very advanced pose, like straight away, like you just begin yoga today and you want to do that advanced pose. Don't ever do that, because you are going to go into injury. The first thing that we work on in yoga is actually the breath, becoming aware of how you are breathing, and then slowly as you go through the yoga phases, you will start to learn how do you establish the connection of arms and legs to the core. This is called your body, what was it? I can't remember. Is it body sense? I don't know. Someone out there help me figure out. Leave me a comment below. Like, what do you call that? Body part awareness? I think that's it. Body part awareness. Alright, close your eyes. Before we close your eyes, you need a roll for your abs. And going into Yogi Dandasana, you might need a towel for you to wrap around the foot for your Yogi Dandasana, and you need a strap as well for you to go into actually your Yogi Dandasana. Trying to make the pose as accessible for you as much as I can, okay? Alright, let's close our eyes now. And start to connect your sit bone down to earth and lengthen crown of head towards sky. Begin to deepen your breath and turn on your Ujjayi breath. So Ujjayi breath, for my new friend, is a breath that sounds like Darth Vader, or it sounds like that. Now this breath allows you to stay present, and it allows you to heat up the body actually. The way I work with it is to heat up the body and to stay present on the mat, because the mind tends to travel all around the place, and you'll find that if you stay in Ujjayi breath, you need to be conscious of the way that you breathe by constricting the back of the throat. So the breath goes in will be limited and it will seep through, which is why you will create that ha, soft whispering ha sound at the back of your throat. You are working with the intent of being responsible for your own evolution. So why did I work with this intent for today is because I'm noticing that as a society being shut down inside a circuit breaker, we are going through an evolution itself. Behavior, pattern, mentally, we are going through an evolution. And if you are not going to evolve with the changing time, that's how dinosaurs die, by the way. No, I'm just joking. So dinosaur didn't die because of that. Dinosaur died because of the meteorite hitting the earth. So you need to be the own initiator of this evolution. Like, what part do you all need to work on next when the society finally opens out from this circuit breaker? what kind of skills do you need to face this new society that we are in? We are in a changing time, and change is hard. But you need to initiate the change from yourself. That is what we are working with today. So think about that as you move through yoga poses. Perhaps it's the way that you change your perspective when you come into a pose. That is one way of working with the intent. Alright, open up your eyes. We are going to find your sit bone. Your sit bone is actually located down here. This is where the sit bone is located. So to find the sit bone, turn your hands inwards and sit onto your hands. So have your fingertips pointing towards each other and sit your butt onto your hands, cross-legged. Alright, continue to shift the fingers down, and you can move your butt around to feel for two big bones. I will Google image and show you where these two bones is. Alright, once you found that two bones that is pressing onto your fingers now, press onto your fingers. Feel for squeezing your sit bone towards each other. So you have it feels like you're squeezing your butt. And then you will feel that the bones actually move together. Squeeze, let go, squeeze, let go, squeeze, let go. So the bones move inside together like that. If you feel for it, when you squeeze the sit bone, the bones actually move that way. Then you let go, it goes back. You squeeze it, it goes that way. This is a very important pose, important bone that we always teach in Forrest yoga, because you will know that when we cue, we keep saying squeeze sit bone muscles, squeeze your sit bone together, squeeze your sit bone together. So now you know where that bone is. That is just for you to find out where your sit bone is. So come into class proper. Come into Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. We are going to unlock your hip. Put right hand beside your hip. Left hand on the inside of the hip crest. Now lean in towards your right butt cheek, so the left sit bone lift off the ground. Exhaling, traction, use your left hand, pull the thigh bone away from the pelvis, creating space inside the hip. So feel for the space that is being created inside here. So if you cannot feel for the bone moving, the bone actually move. If you cannot feel for the bone moving, it's fine, because we are not conscious of it. Take a deep inhale, lift chest, ribs. Lift ribs away from the pelvis. Exhale, traction thigh bone away from hip. Gently twisting your chest towards your thigh. Continue tractioning thigh bone away from the hip. And moving into twisting Baddha Konasana. Use your thigh muscle to traction the hip bone away from the hip. And hands beside your right knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale to come forward. Just as much as your body allows you to go. Continue feeling for what is going on in this hip. Using your thigh bone to help you lift using the thigh muscles to help you lift the bones away from the hip. Inhale, release, come on up. Left hand beside left hip. Right hand on the inside. Lean over towards the left hand side, lift the right sit bone off the ground. Take a huge inhale, lift telescoping ribs away from pelvis. Exhale, ground down the sit bone and traction thigh bone away from hip. Feeling for the space again that you're creating, this time around on the right hip. And then twist, exhale, twist your chest towards your thigh, coming into stage 2 of this unlocking the hip. And continue using your thigh muscles to help you lift the knees up that way. Hands by the side of the left knee. Inhale, lift ribs up. Exhale, come down. Gently release and come on out. Come into seated side bend with left leg straight, right foot towards the butt or towards groin, depending on your flexibility for today. Let's do an IAP breath here. So whenever I teach the side bend is a good way for us to practice how to do IAP. So ideally, if you can do IAP throughout the whole class, try to do it and see how it feels like. Huge inhale down into side ribs. Exhale, pull the front ribs down. Keep the front ribs down. Take another deep inhale. Expand your ribs sideways, front and back. Feel for the whole circumference of the rib cage of your diaphragm opening up. Hold the breath. Move into your side bend. Exhale, right arm up. Let the body stay where it is. Huge inhale down into your back of the thighs. Just feel for back of the thighs here. What's going on there? Exhale, push your left foot forward. And coming into your neck release here. The top arm goes beside your rib cage. Neck is relaxing your left ear towards your left shoulder. I'll take a deep inhale down into your left shoulder, your right shoulder, where you feel the stretch is. Exhale, move the arms away from your ear, the ear away from the arm. And use the flowing hand to pull your torso back up, leaving your neck relaxed. Left hand, pick left side of the head up. Switching over towards your right hand side for your side bend. Right leg straight. And left foot towards the butt or groin, depending on your flexibility you have for today. Huge inhale, spread side ribs. Exhale, pull front ribs down. Huge inhale into the side of your ribs, front and back. Hold the breath. Move into your side bend as much as holding the breath allows you to go. And exhale, release. Exhale, remove your left arm up above the head. And feel for what's going on in the body as you move like that. And coming into neck release, your body stays where it is. Relax right ear down to right shoulder. Inhale, pick left arm up and over towards the left hand side, just flowing off the ground. Exhale, move head away from shoulder, shoulder away from your ear, and feel for the stretch from the back of your ear down to the top of your shoulder. Keep your feet really active here. There is a tendency for us to relax the feet or not feeling the legs. But feel for sending this thigh bone up and then this leg forward as you are doing your seated side bend with neck release. and release gently. Use the left hand, pull your torso back up, then use right hand to cradle head up. Lay down onto your back for 3-part twisting abs with the roll. Let me move the camera. You need the roll. 3-part twisting abs with the roll. Put the roll in between your thighs, right down to your crotch. So the way that Anna teach this is right down to the crotch is because a lot of people is disconnected down there. So this thing allows you, with the roll pressing against the crotch, it allows you to connect with what is down there. So there's all these little tiny bits of teaching that I'm going to add into my class as well. Interlace your fingers the non-habitual way. So check your fingers if you have left on top of right. This is my habitual way. I'm going to shift all fingers until the right thumb is on top of the left. It feels funny, but this is the start of an evolution. Put your hands behind your head. Let the head rest onto your palm. Point your elbows up towards the sky. Active legs here. Take a deep inhale down into your lower back. Hold the breath. Press lower back down. Squeeze, roll. Exhale, scoop, tailbone up. Reach both elbows towards left thigh. Pull belly down towards the spine. Huge inhale. Head and pelvis comes down. Hold the breath. Press lower back down. Squeeze the roll. Exhale, scoop, tailbone up. Reach both elbows towards right thigh. Pull belly down. If you don't know how pulling belly down feels like, think of yourself in front of a mirror and you want to look super slim. Inhale back to center, pelvis down. Hold the breath, press lower back down, squeeze the roll. Exhale, scoop, tailbone up, reach both elbows up skywards. Pull belly down towards the spine. Inhale back to center, pelvis down. Hold the breath, press lower back down, squeeze the roll. Exhale, scoop, tailbone up, reach both elbows towards left thigh and pull belly down towards the spine. Inhale, back to center, pelvis down, head down, hold the breath. Press, lower back down, squeeze the roll. Exhale, scoop, tailbone up, reach both elbows towards right thigh, pull belly down towards the spine. Inhale, back to center, head down, pelvis down. Hold the breath, press, lower back down, squeeze, roll. Exhale, scoop, tailbone up, reach both elbows out skywards, pull belly down. Inhale, head and pelvis comes down. Hold the breath, press lower back down, squeeze the roll. Exhale, scoop, tailbone up, reach both elbows left thigh, pull belly down. Inhale, back to center, head down, pelvis down. Hold the breath, press lower back down, squeeze, roll. Exhale, scoop, tailbone up, reach both elbows right thigh, pull belly down towards the spine. Inhale, head and pelvis comes back down. Hold the breath, press lower back down, squeeze the roll. Exhale, scoop, tailbone up, reach both elbows up skywards, pull belly down. Inhale, head and pelvis comes down. Now your core is really warmed up. Let's do one more. For every single one of you who's watching my video, hold the breath, press lower back down, squeeze the roll. Exhale, scoop, tailbone up, reach both elbows towards left thigh and pull belly down towards spine. Inhale back to center, head down, pelvis down. Hold the breath, press lower back down, squeeze, roll. Exhale, scoop, tailbone up, reach both elbows right thigh and pull belly down. Inhale, head and pelvis comes down. Last one, hold the breath, press lower back down, squeeze, roll. Exhale, scoop, tailbone up, reach both elbows up skywards, pull belly down. Inhale, head and pelvis comes down, legs down, and remove the roll. Roll over to your left and pick yourself up. Come down onto elbows and knees and come into dolphin. Grab hold of opposite bicep. Shoulder injury people, clasp your hands. The rest of us parallel your arms in front of you. Take a deep inhale, lift upper back. Exhale, wrap the armpit muscle and straighten up your legs. Huge inhale here. Lift ribs away from shoulder. Exhale, relax your neck. Release knees down, sit back onto your heels. Now readjust your hands. We are coming up into dorsal fin. It's a very advanced variation of dolphin, and if this pose is not available for you today, you just follow me to where the steps you can do, okay? So just do whatever you can do. Come back down into dolphin. Now, come up into dolphin. Once you're up into dolphin, wrap right shoulder. So get really active in your right shoulder. Come out onto your left palm. So palm to the middle of the mat. Some of you stay here. You can go a little bit more. Left palm to the lower back. This is stage 2. If you can go a little bit more, ground the left heel down, pick right foot up. Perhaps you are here today. If you can go a little bit more, bend the foot and grab the knee. Grab the foot. And gently release. Left elbow down, come back to dolphin. Wrap left shoulder, ground right foot down. Come out onto right palm. Right palm to the lower back. Ground right heel down, lift left leg up. And go a little bit further, bend your knees and grab hold of the foot. Huge inhale, lift, lift ribs away from shoulder. Keep pushing your ground away from you. Exhale, neck relax. Sometimes the neck will try to help you to stay up. But learning how to relax your neck while you're in an intense pose and balancing pose is really challenging. And exhale, release and come on down. I hope you guys have fun on that. Let's come into B series with 3 pose vignettes. Step to the front of the mat. Hands to your heart center. Inhale into chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, scoop chest forward. Exhale, hands down, step back to plank pose. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Come into warrior 2 kai hawk. Inhale, left foot step forward into warrior 2. So kai hawk is a pose where your arms turns up and down. Right, from here, inhale, roll with the palms, the pinky side towards the front of the room and roll some more until the shoulder blades lift up. Exhale, roll forward, thumb side forward and down, over, and keep rolling until the shoulder blades comes up. Inhale, come up. Exhale, roll down. Inhale up. And exhale, come down. And do 2 more. Come back to neutral. Come into reverse, no, come into extended warrior variation. Put front elbow on front thigh. Back arm goes behind you, grab a hold of your inner thigh. Inhale, push elbow into thigh to lift ribs up and away from your thigh. Exhale, relaxing your neck. So working with a relaxed neck in Forest Yoga is a way for you to learn something new, really. Because a lot of times, if you are a traditional Ashtangi, you'll be looking up in towards the sky. So in Forest Yoga system, we teach with a relaxed neck. I'll come back to that later. Breathe into the side of your neck. And really feeling for how much more you can relax in your neck. Like how much tension that we store inside the neck. This is a very big issue, especially since you are working at home right now. Come into the extended warrior. Front hand on the inside of front foot. Reach back arm, bicep beside your ears towards the front of the room. Huge inhale. Press left tricep. Left tricep onto your inner thighs to lift ribs up. Exhale, revolve, open your chest. So if you need to make this pose easier, put a block underneath your hand, then put on your hands onto the block. Release, not relax. Step back into down dog. Warrior 2 Kai Hawk. Inhale, right foot step forward in between hands. Come out into Warrior 2. Exhale, roll the palm side down. Shoulder blades up. Inhale, roll the pinky side down and roll forward and out. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, roll up. Do 2 more. Now the reason why we do this is to unstick your shoulder blades. A lot of us is stuck in the shoulder blades. Release, come back to neutral and come into extended warrior variation. Front elbow on front thigh. Back arm goes behind you, grab a hold of inner thigh from the back. Inhale, lift ribs up and away from your thigh bone. And exhale, slide the front thigh forward. A huge inhale down into your pelvis. Remember your sit bone muscle. Exhale, squeeze sit bone towards each other. And feel for the difference that you feel in the pose when you squeeze your sit bone together. Extended warrior, front hand on the inside. Reach back arm up. Big inhale, press arms into legs into arms. And exhale, lift ribs out. Big inhale into the pelvis. And exhale, squeeze your sit bone again towards each other. Feel for again how this feels like in the pose. As much as you can, do Warrior 2 with the sit bone squeezed together and feel for the difference in how can you move your hip more. Release, hands down, plank pose. Lower down, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Or cobra. Exhaling, down dog. Interlock warrior. Inhale, left foot step forward in between hands into Warrior 2. Exhale, front left hip, left rib cage on left thigh. Left arm goes under the thigh and link the fingers behind you. For those of us who are a little bit more tight, come back into your extended warrior variation. Big inhale. Open up the spine. Telescoping ribs. Next, you squeeze sit bone towards each other. Release, come into triangle pose. Straighten up the front knee. Some of us need to walk the back leg in a little bit. Front hand on front ankle or shin. Lift left arm up, right arm up. Huge inhale, telescoping ribs. Exhale, squeeze your sit bone towards each other. Even in this pose like that, you can feel your sit bone being squeezed together. Release and come into half moon. Left hand in front of left foot, move it a little bit towards the left. Those of us who need a block, use a block. And if you want a little bit more challenge, for those of you who are more advanced, come into quarter moon. Bend the back knee, grab hold of the foot. Pulling heel to butt, so the hip, the front of your hip can open up. It is also a quad opener, not a back bend. Inhale, telescoping ribs. Lifting ribcage away from pelvis. Exhale, press the mount of the big toes down in towards the ground. Release and step back to down dog. Interlock warrior, right foot forward in between hands. Exhale, right ribcage on right thigh. I'm still messing up left and right. Interlace fingers behind you. Huge inhale, telescoping ribs. Now I'm going to use telescoping ribs because it's a very basic move in Forrest yoga. Next, you squeeze our sit bone. Release and come into triangle. Right hand on right shin, left arm up. Inhale, both sides of your body long. Next, you press the four corners of your foot down into the ground. Half moon or quarter moon. Quarter moon people, grab your left foot with left hand, pull the heel to butt. Inhale, send knee towards the back of the room. Exhale, lift ribs away from pelvis. Release, plank pose. Exhale into chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Coming into archer warrior. Inhale, left foot step forward into warrior 2. No, eagle warrior. Exhale, left arm on top of right. Huge inhale down into your hips. And exhale, squeeze sit bone towards each other. Feel for how that feels like when you squeeze sit bone together in warrior 2. Inhale, lift elbows up towards the face and forward. And exhale, face down towards bicep. Imu, inhale, lengthen out spine. And exhale to come forward. Pull belly in as you come down. Sending elbows down towards the ground. Neck is relaxed. Let's try something. Inhale into your hips. Next is, can you feel for squeezing sit bone in this pose like that? Or maybe no. Something to explore. Release and come into pigeon. Walk your hands forward towards the front foot and come down into pigeon pose. Send the back knee away from you. So we open up the hip here. Your psoas and the front of your hip gets length. Exhale, come forward. Release and step back to down dog. Take a turbo dog. Bend elbows down towards the ground, hovering off the ground. Squeeze the elbows towards the midline. And gently come back to your down dog. Eagle warrior 2. Inhale, right foot forward into warrior 2. Exhale, right arm on top of left. And inhale, lift, elbows forward and up towards the face. And exhale, bow the head down towards bicep. Coming into Emu, inhale, lift, ribs up. Exhale, bow forward. Slow, pulling your belly in as you come down. Release and come into pigeon pose. Inhale, lift ribs up and away, sending back leg away from you. Next, exhale, come forward. Using pigeon pose here to ask yourself this question: how can you evolve so that you have the necessary skills to walk in the new society or new life when the circuit breaker is over? Release and press back into down dog. Archer warrior 2. Inhale, left foot step forward in between hands into warrior 2. Exhale, left arm on top. Now let's do right arm on top, left arm below. If you can link the fingers, you link the fingers. If you cannot, you pull onto your clothing or a strap. Big inhale, squeeze sit bone towards each other. Sending left thigh bone away from the hip. Exhale, lift ribs away from your pelvis. Coming into cassowary. Inhale, lift ribs up. Exhale, come down. Sending elbows down towards the ground. Release and come into twisting pigeon. Hands underneath your shoulder and come down into pigeon pose. Parallel the shin to the front of the mat. Now, if you are really tight in the hip, the most you can do is grab onto the foot and move the center of your chest towards the foot. This is called pigeon, twisting pigeon towards the foot with sternum over the foot. So for the rest of us who are a little bit more flexible, slide, hook left elbow outside left foot. Make a fist with left hand, press right palm into fist. And more flexible people, slide the foot up towards the armpit. Neck is relaxed here. Release. Step back into down dog. Archer warrior. Inhale, right foot forward into warrior two. Exhale, left arm on top, right arm below. Into archer. Let's do the same move on the other side yet again. Inhale, squeeze sit bone towards each other. Feeling for how squeezing sit bone allows you to lengthen up the spine. Because exhale, we are going to lengthen up the spine. Coming into cassowary. And exhale, pull belly in. Sending elbows down towards the ground. Now if you need to make this easier, move your ribcage on top of your thigh. The rest of us, calm down. Release and come into twisting pigeon towards the foot. So depending on the flexibility that you have, either hold on to the foot, move the center of your chest to the foot. If not, you hook right elbow outside right foot. Hands, make a fist with right hand, press left palm into fist. And more flexible people, slide the foot up towards the armpit. Release and step back to down dog. Come down into sitting. Come into shoelace with left foot on top of the right knee. Flex your feet. Now inhale, scoop chest and ribs away from the pelvis. And exhale, pull the chest forward and down. Keep your feet really active here. And inhale down into your hips. And exhale, send any tension out of the body that is inside the hip. Release, come back up and come into twisting shoelace. Inhale, pick left arm up, make a fist with left hand. Exhale, hook arms outside of the foot. Press right palm into left fist. Inhale, press elbow down into the foot to lift ribs up. And exhale to open up the chest. Release and come back up. Now moving into armpit prep. Put right foot down and hook left foot on top of right knee. First step, hug your chest towards the foot as much as you can. Second stage, right hand goes behind you, hook left arm outside left foot. From here, take a deep inhale, sit up tall, lengthen up the spine. And exhale, twist and revolve, open the body. Now, if you watch my earlier video, we come into Yogi Dandasana with the roll. Today, we are going to Yogi Dandasana with armpit prep this way. So if this is too much for you, go back to the first one. I will show you later. So the rest of us, if you are okay, slide. Working on sliding foot up to the armpit as you twist. So eventually the foot will reach the armpit. So once you've got the foot up into the armpit, push foot into arms into foot. We're going to move the foot back into a Yogi Dandasana that way. Alright? And the rest of you, come into Yogi Dandasana from here. Put the roll underneath right thigh. Inhale, lengthen spine. And exhale, hook left arm outside left foot. Move the foot up to the armpit as much as you can. Then roll your arms inwards. Maybe touch your thigh, maybe not. Lock your arms around the foot. You can maybe use your hands to help you lock it there to come up. So this was where we are, right? You can roll up. So come into either one. If you are not in the pose, rewind, come into the pose. And the rest of us, we will just stay here, moving chest towards foot as much as you can. Release from where you are. Let's come towards the other side. Come into shoelace, right foot on top of left knee. Inhale, scoop chest up and away from your pelvis. Then exhale to come down. Release and come on up. Come into twisting shoelace towards the foot. Inhale, right arm out. Make a fist with right hand. Exhale, hook right elbow outside right foot. Press left palm into fist. Inhale, press elbow down into the foot to lift ribs up. And exhale, twist and revolve. So if all this is too much, just hold on to the foot, move the center of your chest towards the foot. Or maybe hands down towards ground. Do whichever feels better for your body. Because most of us, the hip is the really tight part in the body. and you want to make sure that you work it safely. Release and come on up. Come into armpit prep. Right foot on left knee. Pull the chest towards the foot as much as you can. So eventually the chest will touch the foot. Then maybe the foot can hold on to your chin like that. And that's a good indication that you can move into the next stage, which is to move left arm behind you and hook right arm outside. So if you need to do Yogi Dandasana from the previous row version, just do that. So whichever variation you're working on, come into Yogi Dandasana. Whichever way that allows you to come down better, this way or using the roll. Then some people use the strap. Okay, loop the strap around the foot or the thigh. Inhale, lengthen chest to foot. Move foot into armpit. Roll the arms down and find your strap. Once you found the strap, hold on to the strap and come up. Whichever variation, if you can see my foot is actually sliding towards my elbow, but it's still good. You can still work on here. Then for the rest of us who are doing this, just stay here. You might be up here, but you are feeling a lot of opening in your legs. That's fine. And gently release from your Yogi Dandasana. Coming into forearm lotus or handstand lotus, almost lotus. So find a wall, or if you are like me, you don't have a wall, find a door. And come into a handstand variation. I'm going to do a handstand variation. You can do a forearm balance variation as well. So once you kick up into your handstand, put your butt onto your ball or the wall. Move your foot into a lotus or a moose lotus, whichever variation that you have. Now inhale, push ground away from you. Exhale, tuck tailbone. And stay for 5, 5 to 8 deep breath. Then if you're ready, you do the other side. I'm going to try doing forearm, just doing a forearm variation of whatever I just did. So if you're doing forearm variation, your elbows, your knuckles need to go near the wall. And step up. Alright, come back to the mat. come down into your back for a spinal twist. Cross right foot over the left. Lower knees down over towards your right, look over to the left. Inhale, reach your right arm away from you. And exhale, continue to twist the body and feel for the twist in your side obliques and your lower back. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, knees over to the right in eagle. Left on top of right in eagle. Reach arm away from you, shoulders down. And exhale, ease yourself into the twist. Release the twist and come down into Shavasana. Straighten up your legs. Arms by the side of your body, palm facing up skywards. Relax your feet out towards the side. Relax your whole body down to the ground and let the ground carry you. One good way to feel this relaxation is to feel the weight of your arms, the weight of your legs. Relax to your facial muscles and relax to your jaw. So if you know you need a longer Shavasana, you can go ahead and pause this video. For the rest of us who are getting up, start to take a deeper breath. Wash the breath through your arms and legs. Roll over to your right and use your hands to pick yourself back up. Now once you sit up tall, hands to your heart center, bow the head down to your heart. Continue to explore what needs to change, so that there will be a new you when our circuit breaker is lifted. Things will change, so you must change as well. And the change comes from within you. I bow to light in you. Namaste. Thanks for joining me again, and if you have any requests, let me know. Bye bye.